back to my channel and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, today I'm going to be talking to you about the CARER period pants. So if you like this type of thing and you're interested in sustainable products, do keep watching and don't forget to give this video a like because it really helps my channel. So I was contacted by somebody from CARER and I was asked whether I would try these period pants. I think they'd seen the video that I'd done on Moody Body and their period pants and Wicker, and they asked me to try these out, so I thought, why not? Let me give these a go. And I've had these for about 2 months now, so I've tried them out, and I just wanted to tell you a bit more about them and a bit more about the features, because they're an interesting one actually. I wasn't sure what to expect because I've tried some sort of like no-name off-brand period pants before and been really kind of underwhelmed, but these ones were quite a surprise. So before we start, let me tell you a bit more about the features of these pants. So these pants come in quite a large variety of sizes, from like extra small to I think triple XL or XXL, so they do fit a variety of bodies. So the material of these pants, they come in there's three different types of materials involved in this. So the outer layer is 95% regenerated cellulose fibre and 5% spandex. The leak-proof layer is 95% bamboo rayon and 5% spandex, and with a waterproof membrane as well. And the absorbent layer is 80% polyester and 20% polyamide. And they are machine washable at 40 degrees. I wash actually lower now anyway, just because of the way I've been using these sort of pants for a while, and it's just the way I do my washing anyway. And yeah, these were quite a surprise. So the makeup of them is actually a very thin material. So I've got them in black and I've got them in white. So I've got two different types that I want to talk to you about today. So these black ones are very, very slim. So when I got them, I immediately thought they were going to be rubbish, if I'm honest, because even around the part here, this gusset part here, where you sit, is so thin, and it doesn't have any kind of, you can't feel like any kind of firmness or anything in that area. And the other ones I have, although they are thin, you can still feel that there is something there that is going to protect you. And I automatically thought that this felt like just layered material on top of each other. So I was really shocked when I actually wore these to bed and found them to be completely leak proof, which was absolutely shocking. So the part here where you are protected comes up not too far on the front here, so it doesn't come up as far at the front as some other brands, because some other brands that I use come right up to the belly button at the front for when you're sleeping on your front, so you feel fully protected. So this comes about halfway, so between, I'd say, your like regular pant line and your belly button, it comes about halfway. That's where the sort of padding and protection, you can feel the liner stop. And in the back, it comes up in a similar place. So again, I'd say it covers like to the lower, your lower back basically. That's where it stops. But again, what I think about these, which are completely unique, are just the material. The material is this very, very soft cotton. And when I took it out of the parcel, I was quite surprised at how soft the cotton felt. They are incredibly comfortable, and oh gosh, they are probably more comfortable than the Moody Body one, just because the fabric is slightly thinner. I don't know how long they will last in comparison to them, because like I've said, I've only had these a couple of months, and I've had my Moody Body ones, some of them for coming up to like just over a year, and they're still going very well. Again, it's about how you treat this kind of underwear to make sure it lasts. And this is incredibly comfortable. So sleeping in these was an absolute dream, and also working out in these are really good as well, because they're so light and that they are so flexible, and yeah, they're very, very comfortable and very, very thin. I'm going to do a water leak test for you, just like I did with the others, so you can get an idea of them too. So the other pair they sent to me are a white pair, and these are a lot thicker. So the makeup of these is different, and it is a very similar material again, very light, very thin, very stretchy. They remind me of like a ribbed top material, so like a thicker cotton, but these ones have like almost like a fully fledged pad inside them. So this is what it looks like. It almost looks like a sanitary pad has been placed inside these and sewn in, and they are incredibly thick. So these ones I would recommend if you have like postpartum, basically post-pregnancy. So anyone who's had children before can know that it's can be quite uncomfortable. Sometimes you're in quite a lot of pain, and nobody really tells you about how much you bleed after you have a child, really. I don't think as much as they should. So these ones would be quite a comfortable alternative to using those kind of thick pads. And it means that you wouldn't have to change as often as you do with those kind of thicker pads that you can get after you have a child. Because those pads, when you have had a child, you usually have to change like every, like, for me, like every 2 hours or so, just because after you have a baby, you bleed quite a bit for the first few days. And these ones would be quite an alternative, especially when you're sleeping and you're trying to rest and you don't have to worry about things kind of bleeding through. I would probably not get them in white in that way, but I would probably get them in a darker colour, and they do other colours in these as well. But this is one I would recommend definitely for postnatal, and for those kind of, these ones are definitely ones that I would recommend rather for postnatal rather than every day, because they are, as you can see, considerably thicker than the black ones that I had shown you before. So these ones I would use during this style during the day, and these ones I think they'd be great for postnatal, or if you're just at home and you're not really bothered about like what you're wearing around a house and stuff, because these are considerably more bulky than the black ones. But anyway, let's do a liquids test so you can see how much they both hold. I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. So Bodyform UK tells us that we lose 30 to 40 millilitres of blood on the average cycle. For somebody who has a heavier cycle, it's 60 to 80 millilitres, and the bleeding days usually last between 2 and 7 days. So I'm going to do the 30 to 40 millilitres first. I'm going to base it on an average period and see what we go. So I'm going to base it on an average period of 30 to 40 millilitres of water, which is what I've got in a bowl, and I'm going to add it to the towel. And bear in mind that 30 to 40 millilitres is across the whole period, so whether you're bleeding 2 or 7 days, that's the average right across. So 30 to 40 millilitres is a lot to put into one pair of period pants, but it does give you an idea of how absorbent they are anyway. So I'll do it a tablespoon at a time, and we'll check how absorbent they are, and then you can have a look yourself and make a judgment. So I will pan the camera down and we will go from there. Right, we're using clear water this time because I can't find my food dye, and I don't really want to go through rummaging for things for my food dye, but you should still be able to see. So this is 35 millilitres, sorry, of water in this bowl here, small bowl here. And what I'm going to do is I use a tablespoon measurer and just pour it throughout the gusset, and then do the old kitchen towel, press it on, and we'll see how much it comes through. Caught me on the hottest day, one of the hottest days in the year in the UK. It's absolutely boiling, and we're going to be in a heat wave. And having underwear like this, especially in hot climates, I think it's like a bit of a godsend, to be honest, because it just makes you feel better, and that kind of irritability of wearing a kind of throwaway towel is completely gone, because throwaway towels, they have that kind of plastic, and it can make you feel really gross in the heat. So let's take the paper towel. So that was 1 tablespoon, and as you can see, the paper towel is completely dry paper towel. So that's 1 tablespoon. I'm going to make the same mistake I made last time. Make sure the surface is dry from when I turned it over. Okay, this is the 2nd tablespoon. Pour that through. Let that soak in, give it a bit of a pat, turn it over. Just going to take the same piece of paper towel, put that on the gusset, and again, it's completely dry. Honestly, if you purchase this and you feel the material, you're going to be so confused why it feels why it's completely dry again. It's just quite amazing because it does feel so thin and it's so flexible. It really is such a comfortable pair of underwear. It feels like you're wearing just your normal everyday underwear. I think that's why I actually really like this. I'm just dubious but it's a new brand when it comes to period pants, because I have tried some other brands and they haven't worked, but this one has really worked very well, especially with how comfortable it is. Let's turn it over. So that was 3 tablespoons of liquid in, and it's still completely dry. 3 tablespoons of liquid. It's pretty amazing. And then this is up to the last tablespoon, I think this will be. Let's pour that all in. Yeah. Last tablespoon. Very carefully pour that in. So remember, I've now poured a week's worth of, or like a full cycle's worth of potential blood loss into this pair. Just turn it over, give it a good hard pat, and again it's dry. So the only bits that are starting to feel wet are the slightly edges, but that might just be the way I'm pouring. But the underneath part here, if I just really focus on that middle part, give it a really good push, it's completely dry. These are actually very, very good. They are around £25, so they're similar price to the other brands, but they are very, very good and they're so comfortable. I will definitely be getting some more, definitely the black ones, especially for working out. So yeah, I think these are actually a great pair. Let's try the white pair, which are, like I said, considerably thicker. I wouldn't say they are as comfortable, but they do give you good cushioning for postpartum. So if you're postnatal, just having a child, just had a child, these are going to be quite cushioning for you, because, you know, natural birth can be incredibly painful and leave you with bruising, and this is going to be quite comfortable for that area. The thing I would say that if you've had a C-section, I don't know how, depending on where this would lie on your stomach, I don't know how comfortable the edging would be. So that'd probably be with my feedback to the company, that these thicker ones, which I think are probably better for post-natal, it'd be better to have that similar seam that you have on the black one here, where it's completely almost seamless, and that would be more comfortable for around somebody who's had a C-section. So let me go and fill this up and we will do the same test again. So we have the 35 millilitres of water here. Let's go ahead and pour that in. So 1 tablespoon. I think we all know this is going to work pretty fine because it is so thick. The likelihood of this coming through is low. As you know, you can see it's completely dry. I think we all knew that was going to happen. Make sure that surface is dry again. Okay. And then 2nd tablespoon in. Soak in. Flip that over. Again, it's completely dry. We expected that. Next tablespoon. Flip it over. And completely dry. I think we knew, just because of the thickness of it, and we also know the thin one's already very absorbent, so the thick one is going to be just as absorbent. This is the last tablespoon, so the 4th tablespoon. Just be really careful to get it on the edges. There you go. So again, this is holding a week's worth of average blood flow. flip it over. There you go again, it's completely dry. So both materials, the black and the white one, are super absorbent and incredibly comfortable materials as well. Would I recommend these period pants? Yes, I would, 100%. They are super absorbent, they are very thin, their material is very flexible, it's really comfortable, especially at night time and doing sports, as I've said. And on what is one of the hottest days of the year, I think period pants are just the way to go. You don't get that uncomfortable feeling when wearing plastics and wearing those kind of towels on a day like this. I think it's super uncomfortable, and I think it makes it breathable for you. Along with sending me this underwear, they also sent me a code for everyone to be able to get 20% off their order, which I will leave below, and I will also leave the direct links below for you too. All my reviews here are my own, and I'm very honest about this. I do think the only feedback I would say is that the thicker ones, I do think that they need to use different types of just the seams and the hems here. I'll give you another close up. I think if they've got like this kind of bobbly effect here, which look nice, but if you were postnatal and you'd had a C-section, that would be really uncomfortable. You wouldn't want to wear these around your C-section stitches or scarring. So that would be the only thing that I would definitely change on the thicker ones, because I think they are more suitable for postnatal. Or if you don't mind wearing thicker ones as part of your kind of monthly period routine, then that's not a problem if it's just for monthly wear. But the black ones, I think, are probably near perfect. I think they're really good. Actually, the only thing that I would recommend to changing, maybe if they could make the middle band, the actual absorbency core, longer from front to back. But I didn't leak, it didn't make any mess anyway when I used these, so that would just be one of those things which is just a preference of mine. Anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found this information helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.
Feel like falling deeper.